Okay, afternoon everyone. Most of you don't have a clue who I am, but for those of you who do know me, hello. Let me tell you a little bit why you've got my oversized and bearded face on your screen at the moment. Um, I had an idea a couple of days ago. Whatever shoot I do, no matter whether it's weddings or portraits, tend to sort of learn something new on every shoot. I sort of pick up on things that I think I did really well and I was really pleased with, and then there are some things that I think I sucked at and I need to do better. And I figured that maybe you guys do the same sort of thing and you go through the same sort of process I go through. I come home after a shoot and I sort of think, well, that went really well, I was really pleased with that, but this thing over here is something I could do better. I got to thinking that what with all the work that Jazz is doing on the ShutterRock UK, maybe there's some way of feeding into that and sharing all of this stuff that we're learning together. So what we've done is we've set up a ShutterRock UK YouTube channel, which hopefully is going to end up feeding into the ShutterRock Share School that Jazz is working on. And basically the idea behind it is we can all get onto the channel, upload videos. You come home from your shoot, you sit down in front of your computer, probably with a glass of wine if you're like me, and you chat just to your webcam like I'm doing now about what you think you did well, what you're really pleased with, what you learned that you're going to do again, that went really well, but also talk about there was this thing that didn't quite go right and you need to get better at that thing. And hopefully there'll be people out there who identify with what you're going through, can give you some advice, can help you through that, and will learn from your mistakes, but will also be able to learn from the things you do well and go on to emulate that and get better themselves. That's the whole idea behind it. I really think we can turn this into a fantastic resource for everyone to learn from, but also everyone can contribute to it and really turn it into something really special. Now, we're not talking about Jasmine Star-esque live webcasting a wedding shoot. We're not quite there yet, maybe sometime, but for now it's going to be sort of after the event. You've had this thing, you've had this shoot, and here's what you learned, and you're sharing that with everyone. So let me give you an example. I had a wedding a couple of weeks back, which I shot. My second shooter was Jo Blackwell. I know some of you know her. Hi, Jo. I'm going to come back on second shooters in a minute, but I'm going to start off with something that I don't think I did, well, I know I didn't do very well. And really to emphasise here is this is only going to be really strong, this is only going to really work if this is a place where you aren't afraid to say, I made a silly mistake, I did a silly thing. You can't be afraid to admit that you made a mistake, and the mistake I made, I think, was a really silly mistake. The bridegroom were Emma and Daniel, a really young couple, and I was determined to get this one particular shot. I've seen a lot of people do it. I really love this shot. It's a really nice silhouette of the bride and groom. You expose with the sun and the sky, and then the bride and groom are silhouetted. I shot from quite low down, so they're quite tall in the image, and we've got the sun and the sky around them, really nicely exposed, and they've got a silhouette of them, kissing or talking to each other, looking all coupley and newlywed as you do. So I was setting up this shot. I was really focused on getting the exposure right. What I didn't notice, although it was right there in front of me, was they were outside the front of the hotel. And I got the exposure right for the sky. That all looked brilliant. The sun and the sky was fantastic. Emma looked brilliant. The bride, she was silhouetted really nicely against the sky. But Daniel was stood right in front of the hotel. He was stood right in front of the building. And the building got silhouetted as well. So essentially what happened is I lost Daniel within the silhouette of the building. And so it looked, the photo looks like Emma is kissing a building. Which, don't get me wrong, I know that no wedding album is complete without the obligatory bride kissing a building shot, but wasn't quite the shot I was going for at that point. And I was really cross with myself because I was so focused on getting that exposure right to get the silhouette effect that I was after that I should have taken just that split second longer to look at the composition and realise that, well, I'm going to lose one of them here. I'm losing the groom within the shot, within the silhouette. and I had the hotel manager breathing down my neck because they wanted to get the food out. I still had all the group shots to do, and it was getting, I was getting a bit stressed out, and I was getting a bit flustered, and really I should have just taken an extra second and a half to just relax and make sure I got that shot. So there you are. I mean, that is a really silly mistake, and you're probably all sitting there screaming at your computers, telling me that I'm a complete pillock, which I am. And I know it was a silly mistake, but we can't be afraid to sort of admit that. And hopefully there'll be people out there who can identify that. Hopefully, I'm hoping it's not just me. Probably some of you have had that same thing happen to you, and hopefully some of you out there are going to be able to learn from my mistake. On the flip side, something I was really pleased with was I took the opportunity to get to know the bride and groom's parents, particularly the bride's parents, Paul and Tabitha. And they actually got married in the same church that Emma and Daniel got married in. And chatting to them, getting to know them, they were very proud. They showed me this picture they were really proud of, which was the two of them on their wedding day, just outside the entrance to the church. They had the wooden entrance to the church, and just behind them, just sitting there, standing there, looking at the camera. Really nice smiles. They really loved this image. So I was determined to get that exact same image with Emma and Daniel, because it's a historic link. It's a link to the family history, how Mum and Dad got married, and I just know they're going to absolutely love this shot because it's going to mean something to them. And it all came from taking a bit of time, getting to know the mum and the dad. Obviously, really important to have a good relationship with bride and groom before you turn up on the wedding day. But I made the effort to get to know the parents. And just as a business principle, it's a good idea because the parents were paying, so be nice to them, obviously. But that one shot, which I know they're going to absolutely adore, came from getting to know the parents a little bit. And then back to the second shooter thing I mentioned earlier. Again, Joe Blackwell, thank you so much for helping me out on that day. I've always said I will never do a wedding on my own, no matter how long I go and how accomplished I may become in the future. I'd never do a wedding on my own. I'll always have a second shooter, and it's not just about the insurance of having someone else there and covering all the angles and getting all the shots you need. Obviously, that's all very important. But it was more for my sanity on the day and keeping my optimism up, keeping my energy levels going, bouncing ideas off each other, and a real companionship on the day, making each other laugh, getting each other through it, because it can be a slog. We all know wedding photography, it's a long day. So it was really important to have someone there to help me, and I could help Joe get through that and keep going through the day. So there you go. That's really what I see this becoming, a video resource. I hope you found what I just said, the what I did well and what I didn't do. I hope you found that useful. I'll be dishing out the login details. Give me an email. I'm Ben. I'm Giggles Photography. Gigglesphotography.co.uk. You can email me at ben@gigglesphotography.co.uk. Email me if you want to get involved, and I'll send you the login details. I'm going to be posting this video on the Facebook ShutterRockUK page and a couple of other places, I think, and hopefully we can get a lot of people involved. I hope you all found this one interesting. I hope lots of you get involved with this and we can really turn it into something absolutely special. Hit me up on Facebook if you want to get involved as well. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you uploading your own videos on here soon. Bye.